genuinely want to take your life to the next level, then you gotta hit the reset button. Boom! Hey, I've got Rob Reynosa here from THINC. There is no ceiling. Rob is breaking it down. I mean, he's crushing it on Instagram, and he's really. It's not about crushing it with followers, but he's sharing really important messages with people. I can go on about it all day long, but Rob, man, tell us a little bit about THINC and just explain about what you're doing.
Yeah, totally, Sam. Well, first of all, man, thank you so much for having me on your podcast. I deeply appreciate this. I just love the opportunity of being able to share my expression, like my work, and you being a good friend of mine. Like I love connecting, and like I said, thank you, man. Thank you for having me on here and for your time and whatnot.
Pleasure.
Yeah, and so about my message, about THINC, about the brand. I've been building THINC now it's been going on for 3 years now. And mainly like the first year and a half has been trying to figure out what the hell am I doing? Like, what is this all about? And, I started out with just this sort of inspiration to write about my struggle, write about what's been happening through my spiritual awakening, this whole conscious movement, and still not having any clue where I was going, what I'm doing, but I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Keep going. I mean, you're answering the first question, man. Like how it all started. I'm keen to hear about it.
We'll just roll with it.
Just roll with it, man. The more craziness, the more craziness, the better.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's just man. It's just it just kind of started out as like this idea. It came through this hip hop song by Jay-Z. Yet to see a ceiling. I heard this lyric and I was like, yet to see a ceiling? What is that about? And it's a song I heard multiple times. Like when you hear a song over and over and over again, but then just one day it's like this one lyric stands out, and that's what happened. And from there it went from like there's we have yet to see a ceiling, like there is no ceiling. Okay, that makes sense. And then I tied it in with the Matrix, there is no spoon. And then the whole you don't bend reality, you don't bend the matrix, the spoon, with your mind. You bend your mind around everything. You shape your mindset. You reconstruct it. I was like, whoa, wait a minute, this is like next level. And so I'm like asking people, talking to people, like, hey, do you get this? They're like, nah, man, like you're crazy, I don't get this. And I was like, all right, I'm onto something good, super good. And that's kind of how it started. And what it's transformed into is just this big movement that, I mean, literally, I have people from all over the world that's all tied in and linked into me. And I wouldn't say me, but they're linked into themselves because of what I'm expressing and what I'm sharing, is that every single person finds themselves through my writing. And, it's not even me, bro. It's not me. It's, like, what's being moved through me. Like, if I take the credit for it, like, I'm a liar. It's not me. It's like I'm just this physical being that's writing this stuff out. That's how it's coming through. And I'm learning more about myself. It's my vehicle, and as well as it is for everybody else that's connecting with it. So it's very humbling. It's very, very humbling because it's bigger than me. It's so much more bigger than me.
Yeah. That's so crazy, man. It's like there's this like huge energy that's just running. It's like running everything, right? Like you're going with the flow, and you're tapped in and tuned in, and it's creating. Like, it's creating this community, it's creating everything that's come about so far. Like, I totally get that, but, like, I mean, to those that are listening, like, we want to find out about what was the step, like, before you got to that point. There must have been some awakening, right? Can you...
Yeah, totally. Yeah, totally. So, I first started out trying to... I had this weird hunger, like this weird urge to like find something that was more meaningful. And why I say weird is because, at the beginning of this whole entire adventure, I was comfortable where I was at my normal job, doing what I was doing, no complaints. That was it. Good health care, everything was good, pay was amazing. But then like just something came over me, and I was like, there's something more to this, and I didn't know where it came from. My family thought I was crazy. Like, you should be happy. You get paid more than most people in this area. Like, you should be good. You should be happy, satisfied. I was like, no, there's something deeper than this. There's something more than this. And upon taking on these different roads and different journeys, like, I just kept unlocking different parts of myself. And then finally, it just hit me like a big, huge ball of bricks. And at the time, I was going out and partying all the time, and I was trying to, not trying, but I was going out and partying all the time and just having fun and doing all sorts of different crazy things. And come to find out, like, this stuff that I was doing and going out, it was all masking my truth.
Wow.
And I was trying to, like, suppress it, over and over again, just suppress it. And when I stopped because, like, I nearly almost died. Like, I almost died. And I was like, I can't do this anymore. I'm done. I'm going in a different direction with my life. And I said, what is this? What is this feeling about? Boom. That's when my awakening really began. Or at least that's when I became conscious of my awakening. And literally within a couple minutes, like, my mind was open to, like, these different thoughts, these different patterns. I wanted to, like, take different leaps in my health and my fitness and the way I conducted myself. And it was just this whole entire different person. And that's what led me even deeper down into this spiritual path, this spiritual journey. And I remember the first month, after being told I was crazy by my family and my friends, like, what are you talking about? Like, what do you mean that, like, you could feel people, you could feel things, and you have these dreams? I'm like, never mind.
You're going crazy, right?
Right. I was like, man, I'm either going nuts or they're nuts. And I was like, I just want to be around people. Like, I just want to build an army of people that, like, know me and I know them. We can connect. Yeah. And after that, like, I didn't even realize what I was doing, but I was setting an intention. I was using these universal laws that I just became obsessed with later on, but I was using these I wouldn't say magic, but, like, who we really are. I was using who I really am, like, this power, to create my life around me. And that's how I came across THINC, or at least how I developed THINC and developed myself in the process. So to answer your question about the spiritual awakening, that was an awakening. And I want to add to this too, is that, the awakening, this whole awakening experience isn't like this whole unicorn and rainbow experience, man. That shit sucks. Like, it sucks at times, and it has its highs, but it literally, it's like getting smacked. Oh, get back up. Boom, here's another one. Boom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's over and over and over again. Yeah, but it really is beautiful, but it sucks. But I love it.
That
makes any sense at all.
It does. Like, it's you're embracing life, man. There's the negative and the positive. It's the yin and the yang, both, you got both energy, the darkness, the light, and you're embracing both, which a lot of people are scared to do. And it sounds like you burnt your bridges a bit as well. So, like, you burnt the boats, right? And you went full speed ahead into THINC. But now, like, I've noticed you're helping people connect to their higher selves. See, you're connecting with your higher self, but that's like inspiring people to have this dialogue within themselves and to search, beyond ego, right? Beyond our ego-based fear, just beyond ourselves, right? And how can people connect with their higher selves? You're pretty good at it, but how can other people do it?
Yeah. Well, so first of all, you have ego, you have higher self. And, when you first get this whole breakthrough, this whole awakening, you're now seeing that ego is like this identity. It's like this whole entire layered illusion that we've been taught to believe that's true about ourselves and the world. And when you have this awakening experience, you see right through it, and you're just like, what the hell is this? There's a whole entire different world around this, like, dome, like this dome of ego. Yeah. And what I've done since day one, literally, is I meditate every single day. I mean, even, like, people find me in, like in places, in random places, they're like, what are you doing here? I'm just meditating, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
just leave me alone, man.
Yeah, go away. Like, you didn't see nothing here. And so it's because, like, I cherish that, because I've connected with myself so deeply in those moments. Like, I've never cried so much like I have in meditation, because of what's being released and exposed and learned about myself. So, your question is like, how do people get in touch with their intuition? How do people get in touch with their higher selves? To me, that was my key. Like, that was it, was meditation. But, there's something else too that I encourage everybody to do. And it doesn't matter what background you have or what kind of journey you're on, or, if you're an entrepreneur or not, is to become conscious. Like, what I mean by conscious is become present, like in the here and now, like become present as much as possible. We have all these notifications that are coming down off our phone 24/7.
Yeah.
All these different people that are calling us, and people we're connecting with, and you hear all these things on the media, like everything's just like boom, 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 boom all the time. And that boom, 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 boom all the time takes you away. It literally takes you away from who you really are and yourself, your higher self. So if you're out here, you're not here, man. And right here is where the magic happens. Like, right here is where your intuition, infinite intelligence, access to this whole entire different world, the whole entire universe.
Yeah.
And I almost feel, I'm not trying to get all political or whatnot, but I almost feel like all of it's designed to pull you away from yourself, to look outside of yourself, when really all you have to do is just become still. And, what I do to become still is I connect with myself, whether it's through breathing. I don't have to meditate. I just connect with my breath. Breathe deeply, and I just chill. Just chill and be still. And just connect with maybe a plant or a tree or just my hand. Like, literally, it's like whatever I can connect with that's in the here and now.
Yeah.
It brings you back to source. And I feel like that's what Thomas Edison, what Nikola Tesla, what Henry Ford, Andrew Carnegie, all these different greats have been trying to tell us this whole entire time is just come back. Like, just be still, come back, write down what you want to do, think for yourself. Like, that's all it is. You're thinking for yourself. You're being this independent thinker, this conscious creator, essentially.
Yeah. Do you think the higher self though speaks with a quieter voice than the ego-based self? Like, how would you differentiate both of them?
Definitely. Yeah, the higher, for me, from my own personal experience and perspective, is when I let go of fear, or I let go of the whole entire, like, how am I going to do this? Or, how is this going to work out? Like, I want to know how it's going to work out. When I let go of all that and I detach myself, and for me, like, people say, oh, you should detach yourself. No, I love detaching, because detaching means I'm pulling myself out of the equation, and I'm observing the whole entire equation, what's happening, what's going around me. And when I do that, like, I'm able to hear the truth of whatever's happening around me, instead of what my little ego mind is trying to make sense of everything. See, because ego is trying to make sense. It wants to know. It's like, I have to know. And higher self is like, it already knows, and it's going to give you a little message that, and it's so true, because, I've spoken to a lot of people about this, but they're like, yeah, but what I was told, or at least what I was advised to do in my head, or whatever it was, the sign I got, it makes no sense to my journey. So why am I going to take that step? Like, trust me. Trust me. If it came to you in meditation, if it came to you through a sign and it feels good, go with it, bro. Just go with it. But if it comes to you and you're just like, yeah, oh man, whatever, and you're very hesitant on it because it doesn't feel right, then don't go with it. So I guess to answer your question, it's like, how does it feel? How does it feel?
All right. Which is kind of interesting, a lot of people are disconnected with their feelings in a society that's like so consumer based, where they're trying to sell us the next thing. There's ads popping up. We turn the computer on. Tying that back with what you just said, I mean, there's so many messages popping out and everywhere. It's hard to even feel.
Yeah, totally.
Because I walk around and see, talk to people, and some people are just so disconnected. So I guess, what's the mission? What do you think your grand mission is?
My grand mission?
Yeah.
I strongly feel it's to help people realize and tap into this potential they have within them. And I feel like the first step is just to is to really just chill and be still. Like, just chill out for a moment. Listen to yourself. Like, stop engaging in things. Like, for example, I hear people all the time talk about whatever it is. You and I have had this conversation, actually. Yeah. And we were talking about some political things that were happening. And I know we had a really deep conversation. And I was like, hey, man, like, that stuff, it's happening right now, but it's not really happening. It's happening, but you don't have to engage in it. And I feel that, like, when we do invest ourselves into things, that we literally, we separate ourselves into, like, what's being there, what's being presented, versus being home, being present, not home, physically home, but being home within yourself. Like, okay, I see what's happening, but I also have a choice, though. I have a choice to engage, not to engage. And I have a choice to align with what really matters to me. What really matters to me. Because if you're out there trying to, not reference to you, but if you're out there trying to fight every fight, march every march, and protest every protest, is that even really what you want? Or are you just being sucked into the game? And so my mission is to help people connect to themselves and that voice within, like, their passion. And not even just their passion, but, like, their gift. Like, what is it? What kind of purpose have you given yourself? Do you have a purpose? Oh, no, I don't have a purpose. Well, what matters to you? I really like working with the youth. Then work with the youth. Go do something with the youth. What about the youth? I love inspiring the youth to help them think differently. Then do that. Like, you know what I mean? So, like, you start tapping people's their core, like their core of who they really are, the essence of who they really are. Because, I love hip hop, and I know that, like, at the core of every song, like, there is, like, that heart that's like that. Like Tupac, for example, like, he's singing from his gut, and, like, we all have this gut within us, this intuition. It's like, boom, I want to be expressed, because it's like a puzzle piece. So you asked me, like, I want to help people get connected to their puzzle piece, so that we can all kind of work together, fit in together.
Yeah. How about, but, like, let me just, like, kind of play devil's advocate, or, like, for people, like, how about bills? How about how about mortgages? How can you really tap into yourself, if you have kids and they're demanding energy from you, or your job, your boss wants you've got deadlines every single day. Like, how are you going to tap into yourself, man? Like, with that type of pressure?
Let me ask you something. What really matters to you, above all? What matters to you in your life?
Well, me personally, well, me, my I have kids, so my kids are very important to me. But kids and probably my career as well. Like, so family and career, and health.
Okay, so as far as your career goes, like, if you could give your career one name, like one title, what would that title be as far as a feeling goes? Like, an impact, a feeling. What does it look like? Like, for me,
just one, inspire.
Yeah, for me, it's like inspire. Inspiration.
Inspire.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So
for you,
if you can literally do that every single day, like, even, like, in a very, very small, minuscule form, every single day, inspire yourself, inspire people around you, but you live through that inspiration. Like, let's say that's your truth. Like, I want to inspire people based on some sort of self-expression, whatever that might be. And if you keep executing it every single day with your hearts, like, with everything you've got, you could still have a job. You could still, take care of the necessities in the beginning. But once you start executing on something and you fully trust that feeling, you fully trust that journey, things will get exposed to you. The next step will get exposed to you. Like, I still have a full-time job. I'm still doing my thing right now. It's taken me 3 years to even get where I'm at now. But every single day I hammer away. I chisel that away, because I still have bills to pay. I still have things to do. I have a daughter. I have to take care of her. You get what I'm saying? But it's the process. It's the growing that goes with it. And the impact I'm making is, like, worldwide. I mean, it's all over the place. However, like, I haven't earned the income yet to basically replace my other income. But I'm trusting the process. So I'm just giving my own personal example. It's like, I'm doing the things that I love every single day. Yeah. I have a few hours out of the day to hammer out of the way. Like, Gary Vee even says too. He says, hey, if you have a full-time job, you have 6 to 8 hours after your job to do it. What are you doing with those hours? Yeah. That's the truth. It's like, you do what you have to do to take care of home. But whatever your passion is, you get what I'm saying? You
Yeah,
get what
totally, man. Like,
Yeah.
amen. Yeah. But like, I totally get it. I just think there's a lot of people out there listening in right now that, you know, may be struggling or may be looking for that alternative, and they maybe haven't found that balance yet. So, yeah. So I think, you know, it's good that you're sharing, or we're both sharing our experience with that. Yeah.
Yeah, and to be 100% honest, like every single day, it does not, like it crosses my mind, like should I even keep going with this? Even if it's for a second,
Wow.
it pops in my head.
So you have the resistance, yeah.
Yeah, and it does, and I question myself, like should I even do this? Like what's the point? What's the point? Like what's the point? And then all of a sudden I get a DM, a message like, hey man, like I seriously, you saved my life. Like because of what you wrote, you saved my life. And I'm like, boom. And I just keep going. You know what I mean? Like you just keep going, and doors keep opening, and you know, you just keep going.
Yeah. You're following the flow. You follow. Let's talk about manifestation now, and like, you know, because that's big, man. A lot of people want to manifest $1 million, you know, or like a boat, or a private jet that takes you directly to Las Vegas whenever you want, or just whatever, man, or just like a happy life for your family. But how do we manifest things, you know, effortlessly?
Totally. Yeah. Well, what I always do with my clients is that I guide them through this process, and you know, like let's say, for example, you know, for me, it was a relationship for a while. I was like, you know, I wanted a relationship, and you know, I wanted to connect with somebody who actually understood me, not judged me, but actually understood this crazy mind I have, and so this eccentric mind. And so, you know, I put the intention out, and I learned to connect with the reason behind the object. So it wasn't really the relationship. It was, why did I want this? Like, why did I want this relationship? Or why did I want this car? Or why did I want to live in this nice area of Long Beach where I stay at? And the reason, well, because I wanted to live here because I wanted to be close to the ocean, and I wanted to kind of run to the beach every morning. So how does that make you feel? You know, I'm taking the process. Yeah. How does that make you feel? Like, I feel alive. I feel rejuvenated. Yeah, I feel good. So really what you want to experience is aliveness and rejuvenation. Yeah, that's what I want to experience. So through the relationship, what do you want to feel like? I just want to feel like I can connect. I just want to feel like that gut feeling where your stomach turns. You get that giddy feeling. Like, okay, cool. So you want to feel that way. Cool. Can you feel that way now? Yeah, I do. So it's not really, and I'm adding this in here too because people get carried away with what they think they should have versus what's right for them. Like what's really in tune with their heart. You know what I mean? So like, let's say you do want a boat. Why do you want a boat? Oh, because, you know, I want to have this type of, I want to look good. When I'm on this boat, I want to look good.
Yeah. Because I saw like Notorious B.I.G. or like, I don't know, I saw one of these rappers doing it, or like, do you know what I mean? You're in LA, you know what it's like, right?
Yeah. When I saw like Tupac and Snoop Dogg, I was like, I want to ride in the back of the car and like just not having the seatbelts on and just cruise. You know what I mean? Yeah. But you know, with the manifestation process, I think it's really important is to really tune into your heart and like really tune into like, why do I really want this? Because it might not be the boat. Like you might just want to look good, and that's fine. That's perfect. Like if you want to look good, that's fine. This is your life. You want to look good, but tap into looking good. Like tap into that feeling of like, yeah, I feel good because I look good. Yeah. I'm telling you, when you do that, so much more and better things come into your awareness for you just to boom, to grab. Like I never thought that maybe, you know, I don't know, running for this position in government would help me get to this point of feeling good and looking good. And I'm just kind of like making something up, right? But I didn't expect that. I thought maybe having this Porsche 911 made me feel good. But actually, being in charge and running a whole entire community makes me feel good. It's way better than I expected. You get what I'm saying? So as far as manifestation goes, for any level, for anything at all, is find out why you want it. Like, what's the essence of it? And when you do that, you get so much more than you even expected. Better than you even expected.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is detachment something that's important as well?
Yes, in the sense that, like, I know what you mean by detachment. Like, I want it, but I don't have to have it. Like, I'm just going to let it kind of manifest. And I always say, another way of being detached is being in flow. And being in flow is like trusting that things will work out. So it's like, for example, we live in a yes universe. What I mean is, I want this. And the universe is like, yes, you want this. No, but I really want it. Like, yes, you really want this. And that's what happens. Like, that's where it stops. It's like, yes, you really want this. No, I really need this. Yes, you really need this. You get what I'm saying? Like, you're being like reflected, mirrored back of like, I want, I need, I have to have. Versus, you know what? I am this. Like, I see what's happening here. I want to experience it. Yeah, I acknowledge I want to experience it now. What's the vibration of already having it now? Because having it now is I am this. And when you do this, you literally... This is where synchronicity plays in, because manifestation and synchronicity, it flows back and forth. You have in mind, I want this, yes, I want this, I am this, I can picture myself having it, yes, it's manifesting, I'm already experiencing it. And then in your reality, you start to see the blending of these two worlds, and that's when you start getting synchronicity. They start syncing together. That's how you know you're on the right path of manifestation. That's how you know that you're actually being it. You're being the expression of already having it. So I think that's huge. That's really important.
Yeah. Are there anything else with manifesting that you can think of?
Yeah, the gratitude. Gratitude is supreme. I know you and I have had this conversation.
Yeah.
Thanks to you, Sam. Like, you literally, we had a conversation one time and you were talking about that, about being grateful and being connected and how it really brings you to source. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You blew my mind with that. I was like, oh my
yeah. Well, I mean, gratitude, man, did something to me. Like, I realized I got to a point in my life where I was detached and I wasn't really grateful for anything, or I thought I was grateful, but it was more of an intellectual, like, oh yeah, thank you, but I didn't really feel it in my heart. Like, so, but when I actually sat down and was grateful for everything, from the fresh air that I breathe to the house that I live in Melbourne, Australia, to to everything, to my kids, to my car, to the food, organic and healthy food that I eat. I mean, everything. I started blessing and being grateful for everything. And then I did not expect it, but more of what I was grateful for just started pouring in, like, out of nowhere. Like, and I'm talking about the level of my gratitude was up here, and then the level of everything that I was grateful for started increasing and increasing and all the things started increasing. So, I don't want to go too deep with it, but I think you have to be so grateful about something where, to the point of having tears in your eyes. Like, if you can reach that level of gratefulness, I think, I don't know, there's some magic that just occurs. Things just,
wow.
Yeah, I think things just, I don't know, man, like, there's this flow that I'm even puzzled by. Like, I don't understand it, but the universe gives you whatever. Like, you just gotta be grateful. Yeah.
Damn. Yeah. Wow, I really connect with that. I just learned something about that right now too. That took me to a different level of gratitude. Yeah. Wow, that makes sense. To be honest, I don't think I've ever reached that point within myself of being that grateful to where I almost, like, I feel like that emotional. Like, that's because as you and I both know, emotion is that energy in motion. It's tied into it. I can only imagine. I can actually see it, like, just rushing to you.
Yeah.
Wow. That's powerful, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that.
Try it out, man. Like, yeah, and yeah. And to everyone that's listening, I mean, you don't have to get to the point where you cry, but, like, just try it out as an exercise and for a couple of days and see how you feel, or see how things are around you, and get back to me. Write to Rob or write to myself and let us know how it worked. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and to share with you, like, you really did inspire me when you had said that. It was probably about a month ago or whatnot. And I started I started counting like every single penny that came in, like literally down to the penny, everything that I spent, like
Wow.
everything's being recorded, but everything that I have, I was being grateful for. Like I was just like, oh my gosh, like
Yeah.
I'm giving it my attention and I'm expressing this gratitude. Not one single penny leaves without me knowing. Like I know where everything's at. And since
Yeah.
I've been given so much of my attention and my gratitude for it, my income has increased from all these different places I didn't even see.
Wow.
And
Wow.
I hope that helps somebody out. But like I'm even doing it now to my engagement on social media, to the impact I'm making with people. Like I keep records of everything now. And I noticed that by keeping records, like precise records, it just keeps jumping and jumping and jumping. And I was just sharing this with my girlfriend the other day, and she's like, "Well, no, maybe it's because of that." I'm like, "No, I'm telling you, it's like when you keep a record of it, and you're just so grateful for it." Andrew Carnegie was actually known for this, keeping like very very strict records, precise records. So I know we're kind of jumping into something else, but
No, I totally agree. I think that I do it myself. Like even with like things like electricity, like I make sure I turn the lights off. If no one's in a room, or if I'm not in a room, I won't just leave the lights on. I'll turn them off, not waste any resources, and it's good for the environment. It's good for my pocket. And I'm really aware of how resources are being used, and I think it's like the parable of the talents, which is actually in the Bible. And there's actually a story where a master gives each of his slaves a talent, which is like, this piece of, I think it's a piece of gold. And he goes on a holiday for 30 days. And the first slave, like he gave him 4 talents, and he's like, do what you will with these 4 talents, multiply them, and the kingdom of God you shall have the kingdom of God. And then he gave it to the second slave, like 3 talents, and he's like, do what you will with these talents, and use them wisely, and you will be given the kingdom of God. The third servant, 2, same thing. First servant, 1, do what you will, use it wisely, and you'll be given the kingdom of God. So the first servant actually was wise. He invested, he traded, he turned those 4 talents into 8 talents. And the master came back after 30 days, and he's like, wow, you've turned these 4 talents into 8 talents. You shall be given the kingdom of God, right? You will be given the kingdom of God. The third slave, right, or servant, turned them into 5. He's like, you have done well, my son. You will be given the kingdom of God. The third slave made 3 out of 2. You done really well. You will be given the kingdom of God. The fourth slave, I'm sorry, I didn't do anything with it. I was so scared. I hid it. So the master said, I will take that talent away and banish you. You'll be given nothing. So,
wow.
Yeah, the moral from that is to basically use what you have. Use your talents, use your resources. Not as a form to be greedy, but as a form to grow, to make the most out of your talent, out of your money, out of everything you've been given. Use it wisely.
Yeah, totally. And like to add to that too is that like when you do that, when you make the best of yourself, you're contributing to the mass consciousness. You get what I'm saying? Like when you're making the best of who you are and you're being fully who you are, self-expressed, whatever that might be, whatever your version of success and self-expression is.
Yeah.
You're adding that. You're adding that to the collective. And then you have people looking at you like, how are you doing this? They get inspired. It only brings everybody up. It really does.
Yeah. So you're raising the vibration of the universe.
Yeah, man.
Man, you were recently in Jamaica, right?
Yes, I was.
Yeah. Can you you had the retreats going on, the THINC retreats, in the THINC Villa over in Negril, Jamaica. How was it, man? Like, tell us a little bit about how that
Yeah,
went.
it was a very, very cool experience. Just to get one thing out of the way, if you ever go to Jamaica, bring bug repellent, like spray yourself like the minute you get off the plane, because dude, those bloodsuckers are crazy, man. Like they are ruthless, relentless. Like it's bad, man. I'm not even joking. Like my leg was swollen. Like both my legs were swollen. I couldn't sleep for 2 nights. Bug repellent is a must. But yeah, I will never forget that part. The whole entire experience, the whole festival was awesome. It was cool. It was for me, it was a huge learning experience. I've never done a retreat before, and there was some things that I could have done a lot better. And I would say that the biggest thing the greatest thing that happened was being able to connect with my tribe that showed up there, that attended. And I got connected with everybody that was there, the whole entire retreat that was going on. But like anything else you've never done before, you're going to make a lot of mistakes. And, I'm just putting myself out there because I made mistakes. Like I didn't plan as well. And I'm really grateful it happened because now I know going forward. And, it was just simple things of just being prepared, with the organization of what was happening. And, there was rain every single day, like pouring rain. And that was totally unplanned. It was just, there were certain things that I had no control over, and just being able to flow with it. And I just learned a lot about myself. But the Tomorrow Today Festival was a total success. It was amazing. Yoga every day, meditation every single day, being able to see some live bands and really like network with some very, very amazing people, like some very cool and conscious people. I have to say that one thing that I noticed is that, and this isn't to put anybody down here in America, but being in Jamaica, like they're on a different plane, like they're on a different level, different vibration, and they're like tuned into love, like big time. Like those people are amazing there, and everybody that was there, like we were so close, and I wouldn't say intimate, but we were very close and connected. And I noticed coming back home to America, like everybody had a chip on their shoulder. I was like, whoa, what is going on here? I don't know how it is for you at home. For yourself.
It's the same, man. Like I was in Colombia in January, and it's like I think I had this conversation with Jerick Robbins as well on the previous podcast, and he said that the percentage of Americans, for example, holding actual passports is like 13% of the US population. So, you've got like somewhere in the 80% of people that have never traveled. They've never, not to put anyone down, but, they've never expanded their minds. They've never seen how other people live. It's when we have planes, we have passports, we have the ability to travel. In Australia, it's pretty similar. There's a lot of people that haven't traveled, but having said that, a lot more people are traveling. But when you don't travel, you kind of have that chip on your shoulder, right?
Yeah.
Where you're very
like narrow-minded.
Yeah. There's a lot of amazing quotes on traveling and what it does to your mind. And a man who has never traveled has never turned the page of adventure, or I don't know, something to that. I don't know, something to that. There's so many quotes about traveling and really, expanding your horizons. And I think that's what you did in Jamaica, man. I'm happy that you did that.
Yeah, me too. Because I plan on running more events. Like I have an event coming out here in LA. It's a small event, only like a 2-hour event.
That's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just something else that I want to get involved in. But I really want to do big retreats. I want to run big events, and 3 to 7 day retreats. And I'm so grateful for this experience because I see how it works now. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. The signs were telling me to do it. I did it, and I'm like, wow. I'm just grateful. I'm really grateful for the whole process. The feedback that I got from people, the critiquing. It was actually very perfect. It was super perfect.
Nice, man.
So we had a blast. Like overall, we had a blast. It was just I'm just being harsh on myself because I believe in there is no ceiling philosophy. Like I can always do better. So what you're hearing from me is like I can always do better. I can always improve. You know, so I'm like never really satisfied.
Come down to Australia and hold a retreat. That's your next mission.
I'm totally down, man. Totally down. I know by the end of the year I'm going to be in New York. I'm doing a small retreat in New York before December for sure. So when's the summertime again for you guys?
Summer starts around December, so like December, January, February. But in the northern states, so like Queensland and even north, it's hot for a lot of the year anyway. So yeah, man, there's like an Australian Jamaica waiting for you.
Yeah. There's quite a few people too from the conscious creator community that's from Australia. So yeah, no, definitely I'm down. Yeah.
Yeah, nice, man, nice. So yeah, like I wanted to ask you as well. You know, before we wrap this up, I don't want to take up too much of your time. But before we wrap, I want to know a little bit about your writing process. And you said earlier that you don't really write. That there's this energy moving through you, and I totally get that. But the energy is utilizing your mind, or it's utilizing your vocabulary, right? So, how is the writing process for you? Like you're tapping into something, but do you read a lot? Do you, like, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I do. I do read a lot. I read every single day. Probably like 5 hours a day I'm reading. Just whatever whether it's a PDF or a book. I'm always reading something. But I have to say that, the biggest part, I guess what contributes most to my flow, like to how I write, and for those who are listening, you can check it out on THINC _THINC_ and see my writing on there. There really is a flow, like a rhythm, and I think it has everything to do with pushing away my ego. Like not even really pushing it away, but just it is pushing it away. Like I literally tell it to go away. I'm like, you're gonna sit over there for a while, and I'm gonna be here by myself and allow whatever's there to come through.
Wow. Yeah.
And what I mean is that like sometimes I'll try to fix my mistakes, or if I think it doesn't go right, like that word doesn't go right, I get shut off. Like all these ideas get like just scrambled up. So again, like I don't like taking credit for it or full credit for it because I know I'm plugging into something. And then two, it's like if I'm plugging into something, I don't want to start messing with the cord. Like ego's messing with the cord, like whatever it is, and it pulls me out. Like it literally pulls me out. So, I don't know if this has anything to do with it, but like I grew up listening to hip hop and rap, and I've always tried to flow, and I suck at it terribly. But like that's part of it too. It's like I want to tap into that, and it just kind of comes in, and it just kind of flows, and it has this rhythm to it. And,
yeah. Bust the floor right now.
Oh my gosh.
ROB from THINC. Yeah.
It turned into a bunch of cursing, dude. I don't even want to say because I replace it with MF for everything if I can't think of a word.
Yeah. So, it's so good, man.
Let's save their ears.
Yeah. What were you thinking? Do you want to like? I know we didn't plan for this, but I mean, it seems pretty like easy flowing. Would you? Is it too late to open up an Instagram live? See if we can get questions from our followers.
Yeah, can I do that with this on Skype?
Oh, well, that's your phone, isn't it? So
yes, yeah.
So no, I don't think so. Yeah, no, it might complicate things. So,
yeah. I have something to add to what you were asking about as far as writing goes, and I think it's really, really, really important. We all have this expression within us that we want to get out. And I know for myself, I doubted that expression. I doubted that inner voice that wanted to be heard. And I tried to suppress it in the beginning by going out and partying, and then I got closer to it, and I tried to suppress it like, oh, what will people think about this? Then I let it out, and of course I lost friends because they're like, you're crazy. And I just kept going, like little bits and pieces. Like the parts that I was scared of, I knew that was the right way to go. And I was always tapping into, what needs to come out, like what needs to be expressed, because higher self intuition doesn't give a crap what anybody else thinks. Like it's here just to be fully self-expressed. And the more I tap into that personal self-expression, that soul self-expression, and ego, like I forget about it, I leave it, I let it do its thing outside of me. I get to be more open and just more fluid. For another example is like last year, I was doing a lot of live periscopes, live broadcasts, and I got in my own head. I was doing one every week. Then it went down to once a month. Then I didn't do it for 6 months because I was in my own head. I allowed my ego to come in and start playing with me. And, to be honest, like just a few weeks ago, I think I did one live broadcast here. I did a live broadcast for somebody else. And I got tapped back into that, like, damn, I love this. Like, this is what I love. Like, why was I all up in my head? It makes no sense. But I think that happens to every single person here on this planet, is we get overran by this voice and telling us, like, well, who do you think you are? Do you think you really have anything worthy to say? Do you think you're going to have an audience? Who's going to be your audience? You have no audience now. And that's all garbage, man. It really is all garbage because, like, once you tap into that flow, like, once you tap into who you really are, and you just start putting it out, whatever that might be. It might be content. It might be you being on your podcast. It might be whatever it is. You access like different pathways, different corridors, different doors. And you start drawing in people who are like, man, dude, what you wrote, I'm connecting with this so much more. You inspired me to start my own business. And then all of a sudden now all of a sudden you have something to go with now. You're like, wow, I really have a gift. And it's through my own personal self-expression. All I had to do was just let go of the garbage, that bull crap story I was telling myself, and just tap into what's already there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, yeah, that's big, man. Like when I first stumbled across like you on Instagram, the words just really blew me away, and then I really thought, wow, you're so tapped in, and you're building such a big community. Like, how are you doing it? Like, that really stood out to me. What would you say to people that are trying to build Instagram accounts or a following, but all they're thinking about are the numbers, or all they're thinking about are their followers? Like, I don't have 5,000 yet, I don't have 10,000 yet, like 20, 30, 40. What would you say to that, man? Like, what's your opinion?
Well, first of all, like my question to people, if they say like, hey, I want to get 30,000 followers or whatever that might be. Well, why do you want those followers? That's huge. Like, why do you want those followers? I don't know. Like, I don't know what their response is going to be, but I know my response isn't about the followers. My response is about the impact I'm making. Like, when I hear back from people, like, I start saving now all of my little like DMs because I get that cloud of thought, that cloud of doubt that messes me all up, and I go back to those saved ones that I have like on this huge entire note page, and I start reading through them, and I'm like, damn, like this really is impacting people. Or I hear back from my clients and their feedback, like, Rob, I just got what I wanted today. I got this job, and like if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have been able to do this. And I'm like, damn, this is why I'm doing it. So, to answer your question, it's really about like the purpose. Like why do you want to do this? Like why do you want to build up an audience? And I'm going to be giving this away right now, but this is like really key to like what I coach people on is what you want for other people, like what you want to be expressed and what you want other people to gain is what you're trying to get for yourself. You're trying to achieve that. My whole thing that I'm coaching people on is how to get reconnected to their higher self, how to find like their purpose, how to become in alignment, like really how to be self-expressed and live their life by conscious design. I've been doing that since day one. That's my whole journey until now. There is no ceiling. I keep reaching new levels. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that's where I come from. Is like I'm coming from that vulnerability, like my own lessons. and that's who I'm connecting with. Those are my clients. Those are my people. That's my audience. Does that make sense? So it's like, yeah. So really reevaluate yourself and connect with, like, what's my journey all about? What have I been dealing with? You know what? I still haven't been able to tap into. I'm just going off the template of society. I haven't been able to manifest my love life. Okay, so maybe self-love. Maybe, I don't know. I'm just kind of making something up. But, you know, like, whatever your struggle is, that's your expression. Your audience is that. That's what they're waiting on. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it totally does. I think that resonates. Yeah, that resonates with me, man. I'm learning as well, you know. It's not just the people watching this or listening. You know, I'm learning from that as well, because we all have pain points. We have things, things that just, you know, we have wounds that, you know, we don't want to go back to, and so it's good you're mentioning this.
Cool, yeah. And really, when you tap into that pain point, that's your gold, man. Like, that's your gold. You can tap into that, and you also see what needs more work. You put in the work. Hey, guys, you know, I've been experiencing this, and I overcame this, or blah, 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 blah. Like, that's what you put out. That's the content you base it on. And you can add your own creative flow, whatever it is you want to do to it. But, you know, I express myself in those ways where it's like I'm sharing bits and pieces of my part, but I turn it into this masterpiece. You know, it's not like the typical what people write on there. It's like I turn it into my own version of my own masterpiece that doesn't really make sense a whole lot of times. Like, it's just this beautiful piece of art that's really who I am. It's like I'm just mixing things up, and boom, here it is.
Yeah,
for the
you're like a Hemingway / Da Vinci / Tupac.
That's the best combination. I like that.
Hemingway,
Da Vinci, Tupac, Thug Life. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, no worries, man. Like, and so do you also feel like, just a moment, there's some noise. Do you feel like you can actually, like, coach people and help them rediscover their higher self? Like, you know, do you have plans to put a book out in the future? What are your next steps?
Hell yeah. I have clients now, and one of my clients, I was coaching her. It was about a week ago, and I was in tears. Like, I was in tears because I was asking her a series of questions, and she says, I want to go back to when I was 13 and I was fully self-expressed like this. Like, I forgot what it was like to be that. And she's like, oh my God, I had never thought about this. Like, that's when I was at 13. And her, literally, everything changed for her in that instant. And I was, like, so present to that I was able to bring her to that. And we only spent, like, 45 minutes together, our first session.
Wow.
And I was like, whoa, holy crap. So, yeah, I firmly 100% believe. I mean, I have countless of stories of people that I've helped achieve these different levels within their self. Because, like, literally, once you unlock that part, like, these different streams of lights are going different places. You ride on that stream, and it takes you to different destinations, and you unlock so many different things for yourself. The book, 365 Days of THINC, that is already in the process. That's already being created now.
Nice. Yeah.
By late November. By late November, it will be out. So that's the aim. That's the goal, and that's basically the collection of all my writings that I have now. Plus, I'm going to add a lot more into it and get more in depth with certain things. So
that's incredible, man. What are you grateful for today, man?
Man, the first thing that pops in my head is I'm grateful to be able to share this with you and your audience. That part that came out of me, we were talking about, you know, being able to be able to, like, find out those pain points, what you labeled as a pain point. That's such gold, and being able to share that and express that, like, I can already see people getting impacted. So I'm grateful for the impact. I'm grateful for the impact, and, you know, I'm grateful for breathing. I'm grateful for being alive, being healthy.
Yeah.
So yeah. What about you?
Man, I'm grateful for a lot of things, man. But, like, in particular, my biggest thing that I'm grateful for is, man, I feel like I'm just grateful I feel like my life's a blessing, man. Like I just wake up and I feel like I'm just blessed, and I wake up with that feeling, and it just resonates within me. Like I'm blessed. Whether anyone else can see it or not, I don't really care. Like I can just feel it, and it's that I'm grateful for being blessed. I feel blessed, and yeah, that's something that I feel like I'm really grateful for.
That's awesome, dude. Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Hey, look, before we wrap up, man, like, do you have any resources you'd like to share? Any books, any information, and how can everyone get in touch with you?
Yeah, so you can get in touch with me through through Instagram, THINC_think_. I also have a private but free Facebook page called Conscious Creators. You can also find my website that's about to be launched with all of my coaching programs that I'm actually opening up to the public because it's only private right now and through referrals. So that's about to be launched in the next 2 weeks, that whole new page. And that's thereisnoceiling.com. I have also, I have everything put together. I'm just on the first part of the series. It's a manifestation reality creation series, like how to master your mind. It's going to be a weekly newsletter. So you can actually go to my page now on think underscore on Instagram and
Yeah,
then
nice.
become part of that because I'm going to get into some really good details, some really good gold.
All right.
And then you can also find me on Think TV, which is my YouTube channel, Think TV. And then a resource, a very, very, very powerful resource, a book that is dear to my heart, and I gifted it to you. It's
Oh no, wait, look, check it out, man. Check it out.
Oh yeah,
It's right here, man. It's right here. Yeah, I've got it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's an amazing book, dude. I love that book.
Yeah. Incredible. Yeah. It's highly recommended. Like this this kind of, like, for me, this and the Science of Getting Rich and Think and Grow Rich, this like goes hand in hand. I think it's amazing. Yeah. Pick up a copy right now. I don't work for Amazon, but yeah. Grab a coffee. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Yeah. And I'm grateful to have you on the show today, man. It's really a pleasure. Yeah, man. Keep inspiring the world with what you do.
Thank you.